Hey football fanatics, Neymar will not be playing in the 2024 Copa. Yeah, you heard it right, the Copa America is heating up, but the temperature just got raised by Brazil's manager Dorival Junior. He has swung the selection axe with the force of a capoeira master, leaving some big names on the cutting room floor. Get ready for some surprises because we're about to dive into the most shocking omissions from Brazil's Copa America squad. Brazil coach Dorival Junior has named his provisional squad for next month's Copa America, and there are some notable absentees, including big names from EPL clubs like Arsenal, Manchester United, and Tottenham. To start with, who will be doing the samba with Dorival in this edition of Copa America? Ederson remains a rock between the posts, with a backline featuring a mix of experience and exciting youngsters. In midfield, Bruno Guimarães, Douglas Luiz, and Lucas Paqueta form a dynamic trio tasked with dictating the rhythm and launching attacks.
Pick out! Vinicius Jr in space!
Up front, it's a feast for football fans. Rafinha and Vinicius Jr provide pace and trickery on the flanks, while the inclusion of the teenage prodigy Henrique alongside the experienced Gabriel Martinelli offers a tantalizing blend of raw talent and composure. Dorival Junior's 23-man squad for the Copa America is packed with youthful talents and attacking firepower. Several battle-tested veterans missed the cut, and from the selected names, it's kind of obvious the focus is clearly on agility and speed. Forget the samba, this Brazil squad is a capoeira crew, and no one can deny Junior has made a good selection. Or did he? Let's examine the players he left out of his list. Let's be honest, Brazil's goalkeeping situation isn't exactly something to celebrate. While Ederson and Ederson are world-class, the depth behind them is a bit thin. Nito at Bournemouth is the only other Brazilian keeper getting regular playing time in Europe's top leagues. There's also Leo Jardim and Vasco da Gama, who got a call-up for friendlies in March after Ederson's injury. But at 29, he's yet to make his debut. The reality is that cracking the starting 11 ahead of Ederson or Ederson is a near impossible feat right now. So, while Brazil has two of the best keepers in the world, their options beyond that are a bit limited. They're hoping some talented youngsters emerge to provide more competition and depth in the future, because if they don't, Brazil may be in trouble by the next World Cup. On the left flank at Monaco is an electric Brazilian fullback. This 26-year-old defender came up through the Atletico Madrid academy after joining from Santos as a youngster. But breaking into Diego Simeone's tough-as-nails squad seemed to be too much. Seeking greener pastures, Ciao moved to Monaco, where he found regular playing time and became a fan favorite. He started this season on fire, racking up 4 assists in his first 4 games. Unfortunately, an ACL injury in September put a brutal pause on his run. While Ciao recently made his return after several long months, the Copa America appears to have come early for him, making the player say ciao to dreams of playing. Ciao's talent is undeniable, and with his recovery progressing well, a return to the national team picture seems likely. But for now, he will have to watch the Copa America from the sidelines, cheering on his teammates and plotting his own triumphant return to the pitch. Vanderson's absence from Brazil's Copa America squad is somewhat odd. The 22-year-old has impressed since joining Monaco from Grêmio 2 years prior and has seamlessly integrated into the Ligue 1 side. His consistent displays, including his key role in Monaco's runner-up finish behind PSG, earned him accolades and a September call-up to the national team for friendlies. Given his recent international debut and continued strong club form, Vanderson's omission sparks questions. Is his exclusion due to injury or a lack of experience? But then, why Henrique? The reasoning remains unclear because Vanderson's talent and potential are undeniable. Truthfully, Casemiro's season and all of the Red Devils have not been impressive, with them conceding 80+ goals and finishing 8th in the league. But it did end on a happy note when they defeated their neighbors in the FA Cup final, thereby securing their place in the Europa League, sending Chelsea to the Conference League playoffs and knocking Newcastle out of Europe altogether. But we're talking Copa. Brazil's central and defensive midfield has long been a powerhouse, boasting the likes of Fernandinho, Fabinho, and Casemiro. But with Fernandinho's natural decline with age and recent struggles from Casemiro and Fabinho, manager Dorival Junior is ushering in a new era. While Casemiro's experience and achievements command respect, his his recent slump and Dorival Junior's focus on a youthful approach have resulted in his omission from the Copa America squad. This decision has sparked debate.
Casemiro has been left out of the Brazil squad for this summer's Copa America.
Can a midfield lacking Casemiro's experience and leadership replicate past success? Or is Dorival Junior onto something, prioritizing the vibrancy and hunger of a new generation? The upcoming Copa America will be a testing ground for this new-look midfield. Bruno Guimaraes, Douglas Luiz, and Lucas Paqueta are exciting prospects, but can they fill the void left by the old guard? The tournament promises to be a fascinating showcase of Brazil's midfield future, and the world will be watching to see if Dorival Junior's gamble pays off. As if feeling a need to explain himself, Dorival Junior said in an interview, "Casemiro deserves respect from all of us. 3 months ago I told him what I expected of him. He knows very well what I think of him. I will contact him tomorrow and explain what the future may hold. He's a player who deserves consideration and will continue to see him as a player at this level." Casemiro might be enduring a nightmare season with Manchester United, but he's still a 5-time Champions League winner who has represented Brazil in numerous big tournaments. A big call to leave that experience out of the dressing room. While we're on experienced players being left out, let's talk about... While Brazil says goodbye to veteran defender Thiago Silva for the Copa America, the door might not be completely shut for future international appearances. The 39-year-old recently announced his return to his boyhood club Fluminense, marking a shift toward the last chapter in his impressive career. But there's a chance for a final hooray. Silva's experience could be invaluable for Brazil's Olympic team competing in Paris this summer. Will Thiago Silva grace the Olympic stage for one last time? Only time will tell. Manchester United fans hoping for a Brazilian connection at the Copa America will be disappointed, seeing as Anthony Santos hasn't made the cut either. They will be doubly disappointed since they won't be seeing Bremer, who's been linked to them either. Bremer's consistent presence was crucial to Juve's impressive defensive record this season. Just 28 goals conceded in 36 matches. That's less than 1 goal per match. With a Champions League return on the horizon, we expect Bremer to make his mark on the big stage, but not the Copa stage. No, not that one. We're talking about his namesake, Atlanta's midfielder. The former Corinthians man has never received an international call-up. On the evidence of his fantastically disciplined display in Atlanta's 3-0 Europa League victory away to Liverpool and his general performance all season, fans believe he would offer a lot to Brazil's Copa America squad. Just like Atlanta fans, Newcastle fans are also left disappointed after their midfield star Joelinton, aka Big Joe, was left out of Brazil's Copa America squad. Though he's just recently recovering from a 4-month injury, Big Joe was a regular feature for the Selecao alongside his Newcastle teammate Bruno Guimaraes last year. His transformation from forwarder to a box-to-box midfield powerhouse has been nothing short of impressive. Not many players can make the transition successfully. His energy, physicality, and all-action style would have been a valuable asset to the Brazilian midfield. But we're left fantasizing. Yes, scoff at Matheus Cunha, but the numbers speak for themselves. His international record sits at 0 goals in 11 appearances. But dig a little deeper and you will find a striker on fire. In Europe's top leagues this season, Vinicius Jr is the only Brazilian who has found the net more often than Cunha. Arsenal fans are in shock after their star striker Gabriel Jesus was left out of Brazil's Copa America squad. This might not be a permanent exile though. Also, it's not an isolated event. Mikel Arteta's lack of trust, which is evident in Jesus' limited Premier League starts since Christmas 2023, likely played a role in Dorival Junior's decision. But let's not forget Jesus' undeniable talent. When fit and firing, he's a force to be reckoned with. His blistering start at Arsenal after arriving from Manchester City had fans dreaming of a potent attacking partnership with the likes of Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard. Jesus' absence from the Copa America squad is a blow, but it shouldn't overshadow his potential. With a return to form and Arteta's renewed trust, Jesus can still reclaim his place in the Brazilian national team and write his own exciting chapter at Arsenal. Now you're asking, how could you make a Brazil 11 and not mention Neymar Jr?
Video winning 1-0 now. And now...
Well, do we really need to talk about Neymar's exclusion? He's had an injury-ridden spell in Saudi and is definitely not in form for the intense battle that is often played out in South American football. Sadly, he will miss out on this year's international action, and there are rumors his time with Brazil is done. Obviously, Brazil is not the only team with a list of impressive players not called up for Copa. For example, Paulo Dybala, who stunned fans during Argentina's World Cup win, has not been called up. Instead, United's white-haired youngster Garnacho has got his first call-up to the international football. And just like the Copa America, there have been players that have shockingly been omitted from the Euros this year. Want to know who these players are? We got you. Make sure to watch this video next, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.